Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you today?
Good.
Hi, Rick. You brought somebody new with you.
Yep. We have a meeting today with Liz and Christy.
Okay. So little guy's not coming?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Fortunately not. I'll send you guys in.
Okay, that's the one that she's. Okay. Okay, so we will need each of you, please, to fill in a health questionnaire.
Yep.
We still have these guys around. Oh, you're starting to grow some here, hey? I notice these things.
You do?
I do.
I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is all the other stuff like of the file in there for the one that one fit? Christy and Liz, is that correct?
Yep. No one named the dog there? You thought it was real?
Hi Liz, it's Lenore. Hi, I have Brandon and Nolan and a young lady here for their meeting with you and Christy. There's room for 5 it's on the second floor boardroom. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out what. Okay, thanks. Okay, bye. Okay. No, but this is why it's frustrating. It's still there's no name on it.
Everything good?
How was work today? Oh, that's busy.
I haven't started at
You're on the reception desk here.
I just got started and then I said, I'm taking my break early today.
Doesn't sound like they have a room for this.
No, it doesn't.
I was told we have a room. We booked a room.
Oh, so this is not the
Should
meeting.
have a social worker's name attached too.
They're just giving me that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's alright. Still be nice and respectful.
Yeah, because just use the name of the social worker now.
Hello.
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 Hi.
Hi.
Guys, I'm going to take you guys up to the meeting.
Sure. Welcome.
I'm Janaea.
I'm Jeanette.
Jeanette?
Yeah,
Thank you. Okay, that's okay. Bye-bye.
I'm just I work at the hospital and I'm a social worker.
Okay.
But I'm just on a break, so I
Okay.
came to support Brandon.
Okay, that's awesome.
How are you today?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good. It's a nice day out.
I know. It's awesome.
Did you dye your hair?
No, I didn't.
Oh, just looks darker.
Yeah, maybe. Does that?
Oh yeah, you're Liz's.
I'm Liz's
Shadow?
like helper.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
kind of showing me the ropes and stuff. So,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, sorry.
You went up? Well, we
Well,
will
we'll
let
catch
you
next
go
one.
up. There's it's a very tight elevator, so not out of this file. Yes, yep. That's fun. And then Elizabeth is the social worker, and Fabiana, and I'm just here.
Is Christy here too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. We got it. Full house.
Christy is the team leader.
Have I met her before?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
I haven't even met her.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, so we'll have Christy, Fabiana, and Liz, and myself. And sorry, the elevator
Oh,
is
it's all right.
we're only supposed to have one person, but for
Limit one person.
I know.
Really? One person?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's more. Yeah, I think that's been since the start of COVID, but so just wait.
One person in the elevator takes this long.
They were going to the third floor, and when I got out, they got in. So they think they went up and then down. I don't know. They didn't get too far. And we should be good.
What?
Just out of the blue. Leanne's messaging me.
Who's that?
The one I was working with. She was like, "Oh, I just want to see how you're doing."
Oh, the one that you cut the quit from?
Yeah.
Maybe just make sure you're okay. Everyone's good.
Alrighty, we are gonna go to the boardroom. You guys have been there before.
What's one? This one? Oh, it's for him.
It's just kind of weird, you know?
What?
Just all of a sudden, just out of the blue.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, you guys want to
Hello.
Hi.
Hello guys, how you doing?
Hi, I'm gonna get you to go sit way down there.
Okay.
Just because we need to be spaced. We have too many people in this room as it is. Right, so. Perfect. Lock the door so nobody snitches on us that we have too many people in the room. So I'm Christy, I'm the team leader.
Hi Christy. How you
Hi,
doing?
Brandon.
Brandon, yeah.
Nolan.
Hi, Nolan.
And I'm Jeanette. I run the recovery house.
Okay,
I
okay.
also work for Fraser. I'm a social worker there. And
Right.
I work there today, but I'm just on my break.
Okay, so we'll be quick. This is Liz, you know, Brandon knows Liz, Fabiana, and Janaea is our float social worker who's in training, so she kind of follows us around and does her thing. So how I thought we'd start this meeting is, I'm glad you have a notebook there, is I'll talk and I'll address our concerns and explain our process really clear. Take notes, okay, so you know, right? So we will, because I don't know if it's ever been explained to you.
Never once.
The process, okay? So I'll start, okay? So Danielle has said very clearly to the police and to us that she's not in a relationship. So with you, so we're not talking about that anymore, okay? So that's what she says. She wants nothing, no contact from you, and you will. Liz has no control over your breaches. You breach,
Yeah, I know.
the police arrest.
But she's had contact in there, and even my lawyer.
We work collaboratively with the police, and you can take your mask off if you want. You don't have to. With Crown Council and the police, we work collaboratively with them.
Okay.
So, but Liz she doesn't design that system. You breach,
Yeah. Oh, I take full
you get
responsibility. Yeah.
right? So that's the first thing. So the next thing is that you are probably 2 years away from for us even considering you getting your kids back, okay?
2 years.
So what we need, just listen, so we're working with Danielle as well, right? So what we need, you are the perpetrator, right? In this whole incident. So domestic violence, right? So what we do is we need 6 to 9 months sobriety. I think you're getting there. I think you've got that part. You need stable housing. You need stable employment. And after that, this is what we have to, I'm not gonna give this to you, but this is what we have to work through. Domestic violence risk and reintegration of offending parents.
Okay, but is that if we're together, or is that if it's separated?
Both. So this would be in order to if you're with Danielle, it's the whole family. If it would be for you to be reunited with Lincoln. There's lots of work to do.
What do you mean? I don't.
This is
never
not
told to
our
me?
policy. This is not this is what we have to do. This is what we're mandated to do, right? You were charged with domestic violence. Correct? Correct. You were charged with domestic violence. This is what we have to do. We can't just say, oh, we like Brandon, we can't do that, right? So this is what we have to do. It's huge. It's huge. What we might do down the line a little bit is ask for a parental capacity assessment, which is done by a psychologist to see where you're at, right? We do that a lot when we kind of can't figure out where you're at. So that's what we'll be.
Well, I tell you guys all the time.
But Brandon, I
We
think
can't take it just from you.
Yeah.
We need evidence. It's great
Yeah.
that you think you're doing well. It's great that you probably are doing better, but the fact is,
Well, how good is good? Like, how do you want me to be? Like, I don't understand. Like, this is what I've been asking you guys the whole time. You know?
like I said, we need 6 to 9 months sobriety, we need 6 to 9 months job security, we need 6 to 9 months housing.
And does this go for Danielle too?
That, we're not talking about Danielle, you're not together.
Well, I don't
This
understand.
is
Why
what
is
we
this for me?
need.
though?
I mean, job security is nice, but we don't need to assess on that. We need 6 to 9 months, no charges, no breaches, no charges, right? Like, what we see, Brandon,
Okay.
what we see is
thought
you
this was for child
stalking,
safety.
what we see is you
Stalking?
stalking Danielle.
I'm not stalking Danielle.
That's how we see, and that's how we assess it.
Well, that is just.
Well, if
That's
I may
everything
speak
has
on
been
that,
consensual.
Hold it one person at a time.
You know, everything has been consensual. It's not like she's not wanting to.
Okay,
So-
well, she's telling
Well,
the
if she's telling you
police-
now, that's a different story
Okay,
now.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
But before, it wasn't. We went out the Crown, we told all you guys that we wanted to.
Oh,
work
I know
together.
that. Yeah, I'm talking now. I'm
That-
talking
Okay,
now,
well, that's,
right?
that's fine. I can do right now. And
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. So that's basically what I have to say. The other thing I have to say is,
may I speak on that?
yeah,
quickly?
just let me finish, okay? Just let me finish this before I lose my track. Can I have all those? These are the
somewhere.
emails that you have sent my staff and
Oh, I
myself.
got them right here too. Yeah.
Okay? This is not a sign of a stable person.
No, it's not.
It's
I
not.
totally agree. You know, when
So-
I'm being ignored and being
What we're gonna do
disrespected
before
and-
you leave is we're gonna set a time that's convenient to you. Is once a week, you're gonna have half an hour with Fab by phone, half an hour with Liz by phone. There's gonna be no text, you can text, but nobody will be responding to you. But you are dedicated, if you think you need an hour, we can do an hour a week, dedicated only to you by phone. And you can ask your questions, you can voice your concerns, but what we tell people, just because you voice your concerns doesn't mean you're gonna get what you want.
I'm not saying that. Even if you guys respond back to me, it would be nice, you know? Like, I try calling, I try texting, emailing.
Okay,
and,
that-
you know.
When are you, like, I
Yeah.
don't understand, we text you back all the time.
Yeah.
Really? I got all the text messages right here, you guys, and how long in
So do we.
between.
I
Yeah.
too, and Brandon,
Yes.
when I text, I usually say I cannot have this talked about in a text.
Why
So
not?
I tell you that I.
It's
We're not allowed to, it's
mandate.
policy.
Okay, well, you guys don't answer your phone, so how am I
And
gonna
I
hold it?
told
Yeah.
you, everything that you've been texting you lately, I said we can bring up at the meeting today. And that's why I stopped responding, because we could bring it all up right here today, is what I said. And then some of the texts, I don't really need to respond to when you're just kind of questioning my work or saying inappropriate things.
I'm not
So
saying
I don't
inappropriate
need to
things, I'm
answer.
just asking why you guys, you know, like, I read what you guys are supposed to be all about, and it doesn't seem like it's at all that way.
What we're all about is
Yeah.
child protection. Our job, our client actually is the child. So our client is Lincoln, and it's our job to keep Lincoln safe. So why was he removed?
Why was he removed?
Yeah, tell me why he was removed.
He was removed because of domestic violence
Exactly.
with me and Danielle. But he
Exactly.
wasn't removed out of my care. He was actually removed out of Danielle's care.
Exactly.
It was removed out of both.
You both
of you.
No, well, at first I left. So
It doesn't matter, he was removed from both of you. I'm sorry, I forgot to, you wanted to say something. It's okay?
No, it's just the fact he's saying that, you know, I know for a fact Brandon is not stalking her. For that to be brought up, excuse my fucking
You don't
language,
know
but that's
for a fact.
bullshit.
We've got proof.
I live with Brandon.
got proof.
We've got, I'm not talking stalking physically.
Okay,
No,
what kind
but
of stalking
still-
are you talking
Yeah.
about then?
I'll try to clarify. So what I'm gonna say is, with these emails that have been coming through to us,
Yes.
and with the texts that have been coming through us,
Yeah.
and with your breach last week when you told Danielle that you feel like dying because you can't have her, basically.
Well, because I
This
haven't
is-
seen her in like
yours.
how long?
This is what we're talking about,
stalking.
that stalking, this is like the behaviors, this is escalating because you can't see her. So your behaviors are escalating by all of this
Yeah.
right here.
Well, why?
And you
I
haven't-
thought you guys were supposed to have helped us together.
No,
and-
no. That's not our job, is to help you together.
Yeah.
We don't want you and Danielle together right now because you are.
You never wanted us together
you're
in the
Dani-
first place.
Well, you're right, because it's not safe for Lincoln. Now, if Danielle agreed,
She did agree.
If Danielle agreed that you guys were gonna be together, we have no business in that. Like, the child is not with you, you go for it, but I could guarantee you, Danielle wouldn't be getting Lincoln back either. Like, it would be
Yeah.
completely off the table, but we have no control over what you guys do. What we're hearing from Danielle is,
Yeah, because you probably manipulated the
you
shit out of
won't
her.
leave your, no.
Yeah, you do.
Okay,
I
you
know
have
you
your
guys
opinion,
do.
okay? Well, we manipulate Danielle.
Oh yeah, all the time. You guys threaten to take her kids away if he doesn't do this
She
or
doesn't
that.
have
She
her
doesn't
kids.
have kids.
I know, but I've heard you say before, like you're gonna take it, like you'll have no chance of getting your kids back if you go
No,
back.
She
I've
would.
never said that.
She would have chances if you
Why?
guys were together
I-
right now,
I
because
said-
you're too high risk
Too high risk?
for domestic violence.
How would you
Brandon,
know?
You just texted her last week in February and said that she sexually assaulted you twice.
Yeah,
Yeah, she did a long time ago. Yeah.
So,
No,
and then you guys are
doesn't matter.
arguing through text,
Yeah.
and this is unhealthy, even though you've taken respectful relationships,
Mhm.
nothing has changed.
Yeah, because we're not getting any help from you.
what kind of help would you want from us?
Well, I don't know.
We're trying to work to get your,
We're trying to work together to keep the family
No,
together.
we don't keep,
And
no, we're not working
even
together
today-
to keep your family
Well
together. We
then,
don't,
what is your
you're
job?
not safe with Danielle right now. You're
You
not
need to actually
safe.
just start working on yourself and let Danielle do
Yeah.
her own stuff.
This can take, working through this package can take up to a year. It's working with very closely with Danielle, very closely with you, but we're not at that point yet.
Well, how come you guys make it seem like it's gonna be at that point, and then you guys?
We make what seem?
Well, you guys get false hope, man. Like
we
you guys
make
are.
false hope.
Oh, you know, keep doing what you're doing, and then we were
Well,
talking
you
about,
need
and
to.
then
You need to
and then
keep
what?
doing what you're doing. You need to.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, and I am, and
But
then,
it's
but
not
you give
gonna
me
be-
false hope of saying, hey, this is possible.
So-
It is
And then
possible,
now you're coming here
but
saying
not,
2 years now down
it
the
is
road.
possible, but I would say in a year or two, a year to 2 years.
See, I'll give you an example. I've had a file where
Yeah.
domestic violence was the case, a severe domestic violence, where prison, everything, whatever.
Yours isn't severe. No
Can
one
you
got
just-
hurt. No one got any.
It's-
Like,
You don't think that was
oh, it's
severe?
severe. Sorry, it's severe.
You
Like,
are
my
very, you're on the
accusations are-
domestic violence of the police files, so yeah, it's very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and this is gonna have already red flags for me when you're already
Yeah.
minimizing it.
I'm not minimizing it.
It's
I
right
understand.
here.
I understand. what I
Perpetrator
do.
minimizes and doesn't take accountability,
I do take accountability, and I have.
but you minimize what it is.
I'm not minimizing. I'm trying to move on. I'm not trying to stay there. I'm trying to move on from
Yeah,
it.
and that's great, you need to do
And
that.
you guys are trying to keep me
No,
back
we're,
in it.
no,
You are.
this is not about us, Brandon, this is about you.
You
Okay.
need ownership already, and that's what I.
And this is what we don't have ownership. You're not our first rodeo. I've been in this for years. I've worked with men and of who perpetrated domestic violence.
I had a one-off
It's a-
day, man,
it
when you guys
doesn't-
took my kid away.
It's 2 years to get the child back with the father. And when you get to that point of acknowledging, oh yeah, okay, then the work can happen. But we're not here to make sure you and Danielle live a happy life together. No, we're not, that's not what we're doing. We're trying to keep Lincoln safe. Children are not safe in homes where domestic violence is perpetrated. Not safe. Not safe.
So Danielle's working on her stuff.
Yeah.
we would encourage you to just work on your stuff.
I am working on my stuff. I ask you guys for direction all the time. Hey, what can I be
No, but
doing?
you keep bringing Danielle
But,
into it,
and
Brandon.
also.
Because you guys keep thinking it. You
No,
guys
we
keep.
don't think anything.
No,
We
you
don't
guys
tell
keep.
hey,
You guys
should
make
get
it seem like
together
it's
with
possible
Danielle.
to.
We don't tell you to do that. We don't tell you to send me text messages with Danielle's name and heart emojis around it.
Hmm?
I don't tell you to send me stuff like that. Do you not remember?
No.
So, and
Well,
Danielle,
perhaps look at your messages. I don't tell you to do that stuff.
No.
You
I
work on
fucking miss
your
her, man.
stuff.
She's my family. Like, you know.
But you're
but
not
you need to
together.
Stop
You need to
referencing
acknowledge.
yourself at that right now and work on your own self.
Just please acknowledge that you guys are not together. If you guys were together, it would be a different story.
Yeah,
But
you
you're
guys
not.
don't let us be together though. Like, it couldn't
It's
have been a
not
different
us.
story. It is. You
Talk to
guys.
your lawyer to try to get the no contract dropped if you want.
I have, man. You want to? Liz has fucking stepped in every time. Every
And
time.
we will continue to step
Oh,
in.
good. I
have
hope you
to. I'm a
do.
child protection
Yeah,
worker.
and we
so
will
that is the
continue to
problem.
step
How does that have to do with child protection?
Because
Okay.
of Lincoln, you guys have kids.
Yeah. We do.
Yeah, so that is why I'm involved.
We can't just give you Lincoln and the day
So,
goes on.
here, I'll
Like,
try
you
to
have to
explain
be
it
able
better.
to prove that
I'll
Lincoln's
try to
safe.
explain it better. So,
Well, how do you want me to
There's
prove that? Like, I don't
Brandon,
understand.
there's a victim service worker, there's myself, there's Crown.
Okay, I'm not involved with
there's
the
Theo,
victim
there's-
service workers or.
I'm not
Let her
saying,
talk.
no, Danielle is, she's the
Okay.
victim. So we collaborate together, I don't just say, oh no, let's piss him off and not let him see Danielle. We
Yeah, you
collaborate
do.
together as a unit, and we also talk to the victim. The victim right now.
Did you not say we could even have a meeting with her one day? Like, soon?
No.
I didn't
Yeah, you
guarantee,
did.
I didn't guarantee, I said if Danielle, and yes.
Yes, if
even though
Danielle
it's-
wants.
Even though it's on
Yeah.
a probation order that we can have a meeting, I didn't guarantee a meeting. I said if Danielle wants, and right now, I
Well,
can
you know
tell
what? I
you,
can still have contact with her through a social worker and through a counselor. So.
that is me.
There's no, why would we have a
It
meeting?
doesn't have to be
think we
just
have
you
a
though.
meeting.
Yeah,
I
why-
made sure the
it does have
judge.
to
No,
be
it
her.
doesn't. I talked to
Why
the judge.
would we have a meeting with Danielle when she's saying,
Now we're
I don't
not
wanna
going
be with
Hey,
you?
I'm not going off what you guys tell me. You guys are fucking liars, man. Like, I'm not.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
You have one more chance to not swear or you're out of here,
Sorry.
okay?
So you need to respect where Danielle is at right now, and she is saying she wants to work on herself, she is good in her mental health, she's not using, she's trying to get into Christian.
Okay, well, she's hanging out at places
where
where she
You're
is.
not letting me finish.
Mhm.
So she has disclosed that she is not going back to you right now, she's not going back down that rabbit hole. She's not. She's
What
doing-
rabbit hole? You guys are assuming, right?
I'm not assuming anything, I talked to her, and this is how much I'm allowed to share. She is not in a relationship with you right now. And you need to accept that and start working on yourself. And then maybe in a year, I was trying to explain, I've had a similar situation where when the probation order dropped, we assessed, and then we got the family back together, but it wasn't during the middle of the 2-year no contact order. The guy left and just did his work for 2 years. We got them back together again. But it was,
Way to
Finish
tear a family
up your-
apart.
And work through here.
and, yeah, and it took that long because he respected the boundaries that were put in place to a no contact order and didn't breach.
Well, you should have said that first right up front then. Why didn't you? Why do you guys?
Why do I have
We
to
don't
tell you not to
hide
break the
anything
law?
from you.
Like,
What?
you have a probation order that says.
Yeah, I
you
have a
shouldn't
probation order,
contact
but
her,
this is
right?
something different than a probation order.
Yeah, well, here.
Yeah, they're talking
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because you're starting it, and then we're telling you, you've already started some of the pieces, we're not pulling something new on you. This is just
This is all new to me, man.
So the other thing that will happen is what we assess, Brandon, is you've done, I've heard that, I think you've done some programming, which is
Yeah.
great. We also assess, we call them pro-social behaviors. You are not demonstrating pro-social behaviors. That's one of our assessment pieces, is when we can say, you treat people with respect, you don't send these amount of emails to everybody.
Why not?
Can I finish?
Yeah.
Because it's not pro-social behavior. This is ridiculous. Like, you're saying nothing, you're calling my staff drug dealers because they carry 2 phones.
Well, a cop told me that. He told me I
Okay,
must be a
well,
drug dealer.
that is,
So we're not entitled
We're not
to
drug
having our
dealers.
personal phone and
Yeah.
having a work cell.
so that's the kind of stuff that doesn't demonstrate, well, doesn't even demonstrate mental health, like stability. It doesn't demonstrate that.
So there's too many highs and lows in here.
No.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Why?
Why? Are
Why?
we making you
Why?
have highs and lows?
You guys give me
So one
false
minute
hope,
you're
and
saying-
then you
It's
guys
not
get
funny.
my hopes
It's
up.
not false hope.
So
We're
one
not
minute
taking
you're
away
saying
your hope.
one minute you're saying you're an indigenous man,
Well, I'm in this place, aren't I?
Okay, no.
And
so
I am actually, yeah.
That's actually quite offensive to Indigenous people.
Well, I'm Indigenous, so, you know.
So you've never said that you were Indigenous.
I don't
You've always
identify.
told us, just a sec, you've always stated from the get-go that you were not Indigenous and that you weren't even sure that Danielle was. And then you consistently said afterwards that Danielle is not Indigenous, even though we've stated multiple times that Danielle has stated that she's Inuit.
She did?
descent.
Because she told
Yes.
me that she wasn't.
So now
she
you're
wasn't,
saying,
she
and then
was.
you go from saying you're an Indigenous man to why the hell are my kids still? Why is my kid still with this agency if neither me nor Danielle are Indigenous?
Yeah, well, we don't.
How
really
is that
identify.
stable?
It's not stable.
And another thing we need to note here is that in your emails and stuff like that, you are not to reference Lily and Amara as your family. They are with
I
their
haven't.
dad. Yeah, you
Yes, you
have.
have.
It's in the board of directors letter that you're a blended family and that. Lily
Yeah, we
and
were a
Amara-
blended family.
You were, but they're with their
They're
dad.
with their dad,
they're
and you
Yeah, I know
keep
that.
them out of this.
Yeah.
And they're out of care, so it doesn't,
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with you.
And that's the other two?
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
the
other
older-
Okay, sorry, I don't know.
the older
So
two.
you
Yeah.
have, there's no reason why you need to reference them at all.
So we're not taking away hope. We're saying it's not going to happen tomorrow. We'll work with you. We'll do the best we can with you, but this is not going to, you have a long way to go. When you stop blaming the social workers for what's happening, we will know, okay, he's finally at a point where we can start working with him. It's not our fault.
I'm not saying it's your fault, but you guys give false hope like something's
We
gonna
did
happen.
not ever give false hope, Brandon.
You did.
And we're not taking away any hope, but we're not in the job of ripping away kids
No,
from
you
their
just took
parents.
away it all now, so.
What's that? It's gonna be a while. There's lots of stuff that you need to demonstrate to us before we think that you're safe.
So, may I ask?
Yes,
The courses that he has already done,
Yes.
the respectful, understanding anger,
yes,
that all goes towards this,
Yes.
right? So,
Yeah, I'll
Definitely.
speak to that.
yeah,
okay.
definitely.
I'm just asking.
Definitely, we would never ask him to start again. That's
Okay.
all, we have documentation of that. But what we need to see is him demonstrating those
Demonstrating
skills.
it. And having
So-
the pro-social skills of demonstrating it now.
So
if
when
we
you-
took
yeah.
if you took respectful relationships, I'm
Yeah.
sure they probably told you not to breach.
Off the breach, yeah.
So speaking on that, and we're just directly speaking on that, doesn't need to matter about the breach. We'll talk about the breaches a later time. So what I'm wondering is, so what with that courses he has done contributes to where he is in the progression?
Progression.
Yeah.
When he starts
Yeah.
demonstrating those skills, then we
He's
move
learning.
along. And I think what we're gonna do eventually, and we're not gonna do it right now, and I kind of hesitate to say this, but I think when you start demonstrating the appropriate behaviors, and what we might do is open your own file. Like, you don't have a file right now, it's Danielle's file, right? You don't have a file. You're a contact on that file, but it's not your file.
What file?
The family service file.
That's with
Yeah.
us,
And-
it's not in your name.
With that file opening up, what pathways does that open up there?
What's that?
Like with him opening his own file, what are the benefits of that? Rather
Well-
than being a contact on another file.
When, nothing really, except when he gets to a point where we need to start working really closely with him,
Okay.
then we would open the file anyway, because we have to. And he doesn't get to say, this is not, you don't get to tell me to open a file. We decide when we're gonna, if and when we're gonna open your file.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean just because you're a contact on Danielle, so we don't have contact with you, we still do visits. That's not what, that doesn't mean that, like, we still,
Uh-huh.
but,
So can I?
sure.
So, I run Barb's recovery houses.
mhm.
And every morning when he was in the recovery house,
Right,
I
right,
do group with them.
right,
And, everybody shares. We do a reading.
I used to work in the recovery field, so I'm very familiar with
We
it,
do,
yeah.
we do a reading from the daily reflections and
yeah.
one from the AA book and
Yeah.
one from the NA book.
Yeah.
And it's about today, right? And so then
Yeah.
everybody speaks on that topic. And so I listened to Brandon daily for a few months, and I could see his sadness and his, you know, whatever, if it's self-defeating behaviors or whatever it is happening. And I can't imagine, you know, not having my family with me. That's gotta be devastating for anybody, regardless of what has happened to reach there. It's still a devastating thing, right? And something
Definitely.
that's difficult to work
Yeah.
through. I'm sure you know, you work in this field.
Yeah.
And so, at some point, probably 3 months ago, about 3 months ago maybe, I saw this shift. And this is when I love seeing this shift in people when they're in recovery. For me, this is it, right on, he's got it, right? And it was this shift, and it had to do with social workers. And I'm a social worker myself, so, and I tried to talk to people about how things work and how things have to happen, right? And I do that all the time, right? And so I saw that he was there, and I saw the shift in how he was talking about his social worker. And this is really great. Like things are starting to happen now, and I feel good. And you could see the difference in him feeling good. You were in there.
Yeah, I was living there as well.
What happened?
I don't know what happened to cause that, but it was
No, what
something-
happened because we don't see that.
And I've
Did you see it at that time, 3 months ago?
Around there for a little
Yeah,
bit.
For a little bit.
I
Yeah.
think very short period
Yeah.
where we started to look at positives.
Well, I've seen it all
Nice.
since then until right now.
Because we started making progress then,
And I
right?
think what happened.
But I just want to
know-
say that, you know, like, he does have this side that.
I,
that he's-
100, yeah, you don't
Like, he's
have
a great
100
guy,
yes.
and everyone in that
Yes.
recovery house
Yes.
totally looked up to him.
Yes.
And he encouraged
That's great.
every one of those guys.
That's great.
Right?
He helped
I'm
me.
just
But
saying
we're
from-
talking child, it's a different,
Yeah,
we're
I
a
know-
different,
I know that,
we're a
though.
different
I'm not-
breed.
I'm just
Yeah, we're a
talking
different
about
breed.
it.
And that's great.
Because
What
he's
I
so
will know, I worked
right?
in the recovery field, I used to work for Vision Quest, Jim O'Rourke. He's since passed away, not recently, but, when you take full accountability and stop saying, you guys took my kid away, you guys took my kid away, you're doing this,
I didn't say you
then
took
I
my
will say, wow, you're there.
I didn't
You're
say
there.
everyone, so you guys took my
You
kids.
are there, but you're not there. I still hear Liz this, Liz that, Liz this, your agency.
Yeah, because I'm trying to have contact or, you know, communication with her, and she's it's not happening.
Brandon.
Brandon, we can't text you every 2 minutes.
No.
I don't expect you. I don't text
But
you guys
you
every
do.
2 minutes.
You
There are
do.
times where my phone is dinging, 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 dinging.
It's from you,
I'm
and
with
that's-
children. I'm working with families. Liz is working with families.
It's like
We don't get to you right away.
it's like November. You guys told me not even to call you guys because you guys weren't going to answer your phones.
Yeah, because of the behaviors together
Yeah,
like that.
and we're allowed to say that, and that's why I'm saying to you, as the team leader, you pick, and before you leave, you're gonna pick an hour with Fab once a week, an hour with Liz once a week. If you don't call them, they're not gonna chase you. And I would recommend that you save all your questions and your concerns and your comments for that hour. And then that's the hour that you get your questions and concerns dealt with, during that hour. Because as the team leader, I see how much time you take of Liz's. I see how much time you take of me. Right? And you don't need to email me anymore. I'm not the case manager. If you've got a concern, of course, always email me. If you can't get a hold of anybody, of course email me. But I cannot, I have 5 more workers that I have to deal with, and I'm not gonna be emailing you back and forth all day, right? I can't do that. That's impossible. An hour with Fab, an hour with Liz every week.
Actually, for me, it's just half an hour.
Okay, half an hour is good.
Yeah, 5 is an hour, okay.
Okay, and list your, throughout the week, what I would do is write down what you wanna know. Write down everything, what you wanna know.
There's only a few things I wanted to know, like how do I move forward and what can I be doing, and you know, like that's what that's mostly what.
I'm a little concerned though, like,
Yeah.
because Liz and I have even had conversations with you in this same boardroom, and we've had conversations with Nolan attached,
Mhm.
and you're still not quite grasping some of the information that we've told you over
Like
the
what?
last couple months.
The biggest thing is stop reaching. If I can tell you anything, is stop. Because who knows, and I was gonna echo what she said, there was a time where you were doing really well, and I even,
That's good to hear.
I even recognize
Because
that.
you've got that in you.
Yeah, when you
So
came
is that
in
the
here,
biggest concern is the breaching? Because
that, not, well,
that's part of it.
It's part of it, because you're not following guidelines, and actually, it almost sets you back. It's almost like somebody relaxing. Okay, now we're back here, because we're seeing the spiraling behaviors, and this is what I was gonna say. I think you were doing so well. I remember congratulating you on your 6-month sobriety.
I remember Liz telling me, wow, Brandon's done,
Yeah.
you know, Brandon,
Right.
yeah.
And then I think I never say families can never get back together. I've come from a domestic violence background. My parents were in it. That's why I'm strong in this case, and that's why I like it as my specialty. But I'm not saying you guys can never be together. I'm saying do your work now, let her do her work, be respectful of her work and her boundaries.
oh, of course
And
I
unless-
am. Yeah, I
Well,
would
you're
be.
not if you're breaching Brandon.
Of her boundaries?
Yeah, if you're breaching her and sending her text messages where you think you're gonna die now, like, this is not respecting her boundaries. This is not, like, that's
You
gonna
need
take
to
her
just
down.
stop texting her again.
Stop
Stop reaching
reaching.
out. Give yourself a break. Give her a break. Work on your issues. She works on hers.
Okay, but at the time I was all thinking
Okay, but
that
we're
we
talking
were,
about right
I
now.
know we're talking about right now, and I
But you
understand
keep
that.
At the
referring-
time you got picked up for breaching just last week, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not at the time, it's
So
recent.
it's not like it happened last year.
No.
Like, this is just last week. And who knows? Like, you could have done something yesterday that we haven't heard of yet.
No?
Okay.
I'm giving you an example,
Anyways.
okay? Like, I'm not accusing you. I'm giving you an example.
Anyways, I'll try to finish. So, I have gotten families back together through domestic violence, but it was no breaching. Everybody went their own separate ways. Kids were in a VCA here. There's a lot of work that had to be done. We returned through spring break. This was a case of ours together too, a couple of years ago. We returned safely to both of them. First, they started to live
Yes.
together. Yes.
Yes.
First, they started to
Good
live
example.
together. Once
Who's that?
I
Okay,
can't
no, we
share.
can't, we know, but yeah.
First, they started to live together when he was done his probation. So 2 years, probation's done. So they moved in together without the kids to see how that was. Then we started to have the kids over with them for visits to see how that was. But that was clearly no breaching, just running out your probation. Yes, it takes a long time, but they
They did it.
respected it and they both went to do all their work, and then we got them reunified together.
And they actually
as a
told
family.
us in the end, like, one, they thanked us.
Yeah.
Not that you need to, but I'm just saying, they legitimately thanked Liz, and they said, like, I wish I had started this sooner. Because now I can actually open up my eyes to what I was missing.
And I did try to explain that process to you, Brandon, like say when you get your own house, what I do is I have home visits and things like that. And if when there's no charges are there, like, the probation's gone, I do home visits, I start to bring in.
So when the probation's gone? How come, why?
Because
So how come you told me that I could have home visits at my house?
No, I can start having home visits with you, but I'm saying when I assess you and Danielle, if we ever get that far.
Okay, so we gotta be clear what we're talking about here, because you're telling me to do one thing and now you're talking about being together and so.
No, we're not.
Talking
We're
about-
not-
Well,
we're not
she just
intention.
said, she just
We're
said
telling
that.
you to work separately.
Yeah.
You're saying that you guys wanna break up our family. We don't break up families. You're in a position where you need to work on yourself, she needs to work on herself. If down the line, you guys are both healthy and strong and are able to work on your relationship, then Liz is saying that she can start assessing a different situation. But right now, Liz is at the point where she assesses Danielle and she assesses you separately.
Yep, and I've always said, and it still could be done at the end together. I always try to plan for both, is co-parenting or reunification, because it can happen either way. So I like to plan for both.
And I want to just explain why we think you're high risk. So you can Google this stuff yourself, and I think it's probably a really good idea to start Googling effects on children, domestic violence, and all that.
I have.
Good. So what we have, they're called red flag areas, right, in domestic violence. And one of the huge red flag areas is when a couple have broken up, but the man or the perpetrator continues to reach out and says stuff like, I've got nothing to live for, because in the history of domestic violence, that's where women die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're not saying
We're not saying
we're
that.
not saying that you're going to go and kill her, but research shows that's when women die, is when actually the family is broken up and the woman becomes strong and says, I want nothing to do with you right now, and the man is texting her and saying, oh, but I have nothing to live for anymore.
But that wasn't the case though. The case was that we both wanted to be
You
right.
recently text her and
Recently,
said,
yes, and without knowing this new information.
Yeah, no,
okay.
So
Yeah, again, it's a behavior problem, right, with you. So this is why we're like taking this so seriously, because it's our job to take it seriously. We need to. The province of British Columbia mandates us to take it very seriously. That's why there's these policies. And you see, it doesn't say Liz, it says province of BC on here. So we were mandated. We have to take it seriously. Whether you agree with us or not, whether you agree or not, it's our assessment.
that's your assessment, but you guys gotta follow what you guys are supposed to do as well.
We are following what we're supposed to do. We're keeping Lincoln safe. He's in care right now.
You think he's really
Yes, he is very safe. Safe.
really?
Right.
You have the freaking parents lying to my face, telling me that something was wrong with him when it wasn't. And I had it checked on, and you know what? I was right.
He had who checked on?
He had a cold.
He didn't have a cold. He had
Yeah,
a throat
they
infection.
No, a respiratory infection is a cold.
That's
A respiratory infection and a cold.
Yeah.
But they still lied. They still said that it was because of teething. You know, he had an infection because he
so
had
he's-
diarrhea.
Okay, so what? He's also teething.
Yes, I know he's teething.
So, okay,
But it wasn't because of
do
teething.
you actually know he's teething? Because
Yes, I do.
Okay, so he's teething and his cough was from a respiratory infection.
Yes, I know that. Because
Okay.
I'm the one
Okay,
that
so
pointed it out.
if you have any concerns about his care, I will give you the resource TL name, and you can hash it out with her. She is the person that you contact if you don't think your child is
No,
safe.
he comes to me and I.
Okay, then you do it. So you contact Fabiana, you don't harass Fabiana, you list your concerns, she will deal with it, and if she can't deal with it, it goes to the resource team leader. So there was one question that you had that, do we vet our foster parents? You bet we vet our foster
What if that?
Is that
They have a huge,
He's the one that said it, so
Yeah,
basically
what
it's
you
checking
asked.
them out.
we of course,
Oh, I asked if you
well,
screened them,
So
yeah.
we have
very
a
well, they're
very-
foster parents.
So just to be clear, to be a foster parent, there's a very
Yeah.
extensive amount of work that has to be done for you to be a foster parent. Not just crim checks, not just PCCs. It's quite extensive.
So do most of your foster parents lie to people then about what's wrong with the
So
children?
you keep putting the same, like,
But I'm just
It's the same behavior,
You.
They're getting
I'm not
lied
acting
to
on
you,
you.
that's the
so
information they had
Brandon,
at the
right now you're
time.
not even showing me that you can get past.
Okay.
At the end of the day, your son is healthy, safe, and fine. Yeah.
A lot safer than in a situation where domestic violence is occurring, a lot safer.
If,
Well,
other than,
domestic sex-
other than your, I guess, lying accusation about puffer, thank you.
The puffer, what do you mean?
See, you don't even, like, what do you mean a
Accusation? I
puffer?
said you don't need a puffer when your kid's teething.
You're not
You
getting,
didn't
see,
get it, don't worry about it.
it's fine, I'm not gonna waste my breath, honestly.
Okay.
But
But
she did get it.
when you actually have like some serious accusations about the foster parents, feel free to let me know.
Okay. So
But things about-
I didn't know lying was okay, alright?
It's not worth it.
I'm not gonna bother.
No, okay.
It's not going
So
to.
before we go, we need to, can you pick a time for Fabiana and a time for Liz? That you will, that if you have concerns and questions, that you will contact them. By phone.
Yeah, sure, but I'm not gonna be contacting you guys, so.
You're not gonna contact us?
That's your choice.
Yeah.
That's
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take it 2 years off, man, fuck it.
You what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So again,
do
not,
this.
Yeah.
that's
This is
not
gonna
showing
help you.
stability at
No.
all.
I don't like you guys, and I can't deal with someone I don't like, sorry.
Oh, but we're not liked, we didn't do this job to be liked,
No,
believe
but
me.
you guys don't respect me, and I'm
We
sorry.
are respecting you, Brad, and we had this meeting. And like I said, you need, what I see is emotionally, like you're a little kid. You're not getting what you want, so you're like, I'm not working with you. It's a temper
I've
tantrum.
tried for the last year to work with you guys.
Okay, stop
Not really a year, Brandon.
blaming
Okay.
us and take
I'm not.
accountability for you.
I am.
I'm saying that I'll give you one more chance, okay? You need to work with us if you want to continue saying Lincoln. So you can have half an hour with Fabiana a week where it's only dedicated to you. You pick up the phone, you can say whatever, list your concerns. An hour a week with Elizabeth. I want all the concerns listed, she'll answer you. What we won't be doing anymore is texting you every day. Reading your texts is responding. That's
Okay,
finished.
let's right now, let's do what they suggest, the half-hour questions
Yeah,
with
sure.
Fabiana, and
An
that
hour
hour
with
with Liz. Then that way, we're all on the same page, we're all in agreement.
Yeah,
And that way, all the questions that you are struggling with or you have for them, they can answer that.
write them down. Throughout the week, when something comes up, write them down. Because I think what you're doing now is things are popping in your head. Oh, I'm going to email. I'm going to email this, and I'm going to email that.
1:30 in the morning
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
all weekend
like,
long.
we don't work 24/7, just FYI, like.
And you
No,
know,
I know, but
this-
you guys don't answer half the time, so I
this-
leave you guys messages. So
Oh, we
That's-
have that.
But you're emailing us at 1:30 in the morning or
Yeah.
8 PM or whatever, which is fine. Like if you're emailing, but don't expect us to reply.
oh, I don't
right
expect you
away.
to reply
But
that.
you just said you never reply.
No, I leave you guys a message just for the next day.
We have 48 hours to respond to messages. I don't think any of my staff leaves it for 48 hours. I know I don't.
And I just
Unless we're sick
found
or on
Some
vacation.
Just an FYI, Brandon, I stopped answering because I can't do a whole case, like conversation through text. We're not allowed. It's
You're not allowed.
another
Well, I told you to
Yes,
call
policy.
me or email
Yeah, or
me.
I tell you this is something we're gonna talk about at the meeting. So anything you feel like I've missed through your text right now, we can talk about right now. If you go back to your text, some of them I didn't respond to because I said we can talk about it here today. So another one you just brought up to me on text was telling me that Danielle is drinking.
No, I didn't say she was drinking. She was hanging out with people at the old apartment.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
should
which
talk.
are concerned. So
Yeah.
didn't mean I
So
want
I'm
to talk
pretty
to
sure
her.
the text was like she's drinking
No,
now.
I didn't say she was drinking. I said she was hanging
Okay,
out with people who are drinking and
Again,
drinking.
just try
But
to
no, I'm just trying to give him time for his text.
The other thing that you can do is I'm not gonna say once a week, but once a month, you can have a meeting with Liz. I can attend, right? So you can do an hour a month. You can sit here, but we're not gonna continually hear, you guys do this, you guys do that, you guys don't do this. That's over with now, because we are accountable. I have great staff. You don't need to hold us accountable. You don't need to do that.
Oh yeah, and the other one I wanted to bring up over here is, you can't blame it on me for not going to work. So if you want a job, go and get one.
Go to work? What do you mean? I'm not.
You sent me
You
pictures.
did.
You
You
sent me
showed that
pictures
you
and
can,
told
you've
me-
got to
Yeah.
give up jobs because of
Yeah,
this.
yeah, because I wanted to go. If I was with my
Go.
family, I could go work out of town.
You
And-
can go work now out of town.
No, because I would miss visits from my kid.
Okay, well, that's not our fault.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
If
Get
you wanna
away
get
from
a
that.
job, get a
Get
job.
away from that.
And just to be
When
clear,
we start hearing, Liz, you're right. My behavior led to this. Then we will go, okay,
and
Okay.
we have families that maybe they don't see their kid in person, but they see them virtually.
I'm
And
sorry,
they
but
still-
I don't want to raise my family like that. I'm sorry.
People, but then don't blame people for not having a specific job or anything. Because there are people who need money and who will
Yeah,
grasp at
You
what
can
they
still go get a
can
job
to be
and
able to.
have
Oh, I can
make
make it
well.
without the way I am. I'm just saying I can. Like,
Well,
Okay,
then,
but what
you
I'm
have to
saying
text
is
that to
there
me
are
then.
people who actually need to work and make a profit and feed whatever their situation is, because rent isn't cheap and nothing else is cheap. And they still make the
Yeah, more
effort
expensive.
of having a connection with their family. And by family, I mean their child. So, yes, great that you want to see kiddo in person, but what I'm saying to you is that there are other options and people take what they can get kind of thing. So just trying to let you keep the door kind of open for that, if you need to, is all.
but it's not Liz's fault.
I
that you
never said it
don't-
was her fault.
Well, you did say actually.
Yeah, don't argue everything that's spoken.
Yeah, don't argue, and that's the other thing, is when you stop arguing with us, then we'll go, okay, we see some behavior changes. Like I said, Brandon,
It
you're not
just-
our
it
first
just
rodeo.
breaks good communication.
That's right, you're not our first rodeo. And we've worked with men like you before. And when they get to the place, I mean, and it's not just men, we've also worked with violent women,
Mm-hmm.
right? We've also worked with, and so you accuse us of being men haters. It's got nothing to do, if you were a man, a woman, I don't
Well,
know.
it seems like I get treated differently or
No,
get
you're not
provided
being-
different services.
You
What's her-
are the perpetrator. Danielle
And what
is,
services are you talking
I
about?
don't
is the
know. Like, she
victim.
said I was doing better than Danielle like not too long ago. You know.
you
Like,
are the perpetrator, Danielle is the victim.
Yeah.
We are gonna treat you very
So one thing
different.
I want to clear up while you guys are all here, you brought up one thing and I'm only remembering because there's a lot of text. So you asked why Danielle had a visit over at her place
Yeah.
without checks. She had a staff member with her for a supervised
Yeah,
visit.
supervised.
From
Yeah.
here,
From here, so we
so it didn't need to
do
be
that.
checked out.
Yeah,
So you don't need to tell us how to do our job.
Wait, from here?
Yes?
Her caseworker?
she has a family enhancement worker
Yeah.
and that's who went to supervise her visit.
So
Yeah, but that's outside of this place, isn't it?
No, it's outside.
so just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
would he be able to have that opportunity as well?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah.
No, and
But yes, he will, we would be gladly to hook him up like a family enhancement worker is like an outreach worker.
Okay.
So, yes, definitely, when we start seeing, because Danielle didn't get hers until we started seeing some changes. And we're not seeing any changes with you, but of course we will.
yeah.
Again, our motive is not to keep families apart. Our motive is to keep children safe.
Mhm.
Right now, Lincoln is not safe with you or Danielle, and definitely not together.
Yeah.
So,
And back to that family enhancement worker piece, due to some of the things that have been said, I would highly try to find a male one, and we don't always have males for family enhancement workers. And also there has to be set goals that you would wanna work on. And it seems like you think that you've done everything already, so a family enhancement worker has to be, brought in for somebody who realizes that there's still some work to be done and they try to help get it done.
Oh, well, I've been asking you guys. I got to ask you to recommend me some more programs, or what can I do to keep
well, why don't
improving?
you start using the tools that you've learned from your other...
I do every day.
Well, not with us, you don't.
Not
So
with
why
you,
don't you
no.
start demonstrating with us? So how you can, I'll give you examples how you can demonstrate that to us. Is your communication is respectful, your communication is limited to the hour with Liz in the week, the half an hour with Fab.
Yeah.
That this doesn't continue,
Yeah.
because this is ridiculous, I
So-
gotta say, it's
But while you
ridiculous.
are asking, so one of the things I was wanting to ask, just because of the up and downs and some things that have been happening,
Mhm.
do you have any diagnoses of anything?
No, absolutely not.
You don't have to sound like that. A lot of people have diagnoses of mental
No,
health and
I
stuff.
don't at
Like,
all.
it's pretty normal.
We may be asking you to be assessed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
so you're asking what are some of the things you could do? I would say have an adult mental health assessment.
Well, I'm not gonna go
And
get.
take,
Well, do I need one or?
yeah, that's what I'm trying to suggest. Due to some of these, you telling Danielle you're about to
Okay,
kill
well then
yourself
say it
and
like
going
that.
up
Say
and
that you
down.
want me to get one. Don't ask me
No,
if
you have to
I.
actually want these things too, Brandon, it's the only way it's gonna.
Well, I
work.
don't know because that's why I'm asking you.
So you would need to go to your general practitioner and ask for a psychiatric assessment and see, start
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
It doesn't always work, like, and
Yeah.
it doesn't always work, but we'll work with
Don't
you
always work. What do
to
you
get
mean?
that. It doesn't always work, a GP sometimes, well, for one thing, there's very few psychiatrists that actually will do mental health assessment these days.
Why is that?
I don't know, phone up the surgeon, whatever they're called.
We'll,
Unit.
I'll help you
Yeah.
get that there.
I work for Fraser Health, I
Yeah.
can get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is sometimes
Yeah,
there's not
she
a
would
lot
be
of
a great
doctors
way.
that do it. We have a hard time
Yeah.
finding doctors as well, but it's just a matter of
But
persistence.
the
and-
issue is you gotta be really honest about where you're at with mental health, because people go into doing an intake and then they present as fine and just say, ha, see, I told you I was fine. So no, you gotta be honest about where you're at with your life. Are you depressed? Do you have anxiety? What is the stressors in your life? And when you go to mental health, you have to be completely honest about it and not just present as well and go, okay, I went to mental health, they said I'm fine. I'm still gonna go, no, you're not. Not really.
No,
So that
Stable people don't do this kind of stuff.
and it's like normal
And it's not,
to feel
yeah.
like everyone has mental health issues at one point in their life, and losing your child definitely puts people in a depressive state, in an anxious state, in an angry state.
And maybe somebody
There's
can
so many
help you
different
with
factors
that,
that
right?
contribute to that.
Not that we're
So-
saying you have to be on medication, we're saying maybe somebody can help you see, maybe this behavior is anxiety.
No, I don't have anxiety.
Well, I don't know, I'm just saying, I'm using
It's
an
because
example.
I'm asking and I'm not getting told. I get told
Again.
very little, right? And
It's our fault.
no, I'm
you're right.
listen. I'm asking you guys what's your direction and where to go and how am I supposed to do this? And I get very little feedback from that.
Well,
Okay?
we've just told you,
And now you're telling me now.
start
Yes,
behaving
before, though.
respectfully.
Yeah.
Show us that you can use the tools that you've learned, that you
It's
can
really right now.
respect boundaries,
Yeah.
that you can respect Danielle's boundary of saying to the police and to us, I don't want to be with Brandon right now. That's hurtful. I get it. I get it's hurtful.
That's fine. If that's what she wants, that's fine. I can respect that. But before, it wasn't like that.
I'm not talking about before. I'm talking about now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is all
And
new
even if
information to
it's
me now.
before, even if she says, yeah, Brandon, I want to be with you, and you guys keep reaching, you also
Nobody's gonna get their picked up.
You also need to know that we deal with, there's time limits in the court system, right? There's time limits. Lincoln is, how old's Lincoln? He's under 5.
Yeah.
So we have a year.
Well, so it's not going back to me. You just said 2 years to do that. So-
Okay, so what happens
So
is,
why would I
Can you
even
wait so she can tell you the process?
so it's not always,
You don't need to roll your eyes, you're being
it's-
completely disrespectful.
it's not always a year, like there's adjournments and there's blah, blah, blah. But we are mandated, at one point, the child can't be in care forever, that we have to start permanency planning, right?
How concurrent planning too.
So
Yeah.
we're always actually looking for permanency. So if Danielle is like, nope, she's not, in some ways it's a race against time. If Danielle, no, we're not there yet, Brandon, no, we're not there yet, then we have to look for alternatives.
Okay, who's in a better position to take him right now then?
We're not
I'm not answering
going
that.
that way.
We're not going that way.
Why does it matter?
Because that's a question my lawyer told me. to
Nobody
ask.
No.
is in a position to take him right now. If somebody was in a position, we'd be returning.
Well, how come we've had these meetings like before, like he was gonna about returning home and about all that stuff, right?
What?
Yeah, remember we had that with the elder and everything, because
Yeah, but we
the
didn't
reason
say
why
we
we
were
had
returning
those.
That's
that.
those are
So, but
planning
you see,
meetings.
this is what
Those
I
are planning
mean.
meetings,
This is
yeah.
what I mean, you guys. Like, you guys
planning
make
meetings.
it seem like if something's gonna happen, and then it doesn't.
Something will happen, but
yeah.
not on your
Oh,
time
will.
schedule.
So,
If you keep addressing your concerns and stop breaching, you need to, the biggest thing I want you to take away, Brandon, is no more breaching. I know, I guarantee, I know you, that's the mother of your child.
I don't give a
I-
fuck, man. She doesn't want to be together. That's fine.
Yeah, but I'm just
But I will
saying,
stop
you know,
trying if she doesn't want to be together.
I
And
will
because
be-
before
You
it
should have
wasn't like
stopped
that.
trying as soon as as soon as that no contact order was put a slap
Okay,
on
well, it
you.
wasn't just me, and it was her as well.
Okay,
And
but
she got a
it
no
doesn't matter.
contact
Yeah,
order
You're the one
too.
with the no
Take
contact
responsibility.
order.
I have.
But you
Yeah.
haven't yet, that's the
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I've
I'm
dealt
trying to
with
wrap
it.
it up here.
Yeah.
I just want to say
I think
something.
Nolan had something to say.
In the most, like, I know that is the mother of your child. Let's leave it there for now. That is the mother of your child.
Yeah.
Let her do her work, you do your work, no more breaching, and we can still keep plugging along on all this work. But if it doesn't, and then you just, keeps happening, you're still looking like you're going backwards. So I know it's hard, that's the mother of your child, I get it. But right now, respect her boundaries, put in your own boundaries, and do your work. Really, at the end of the day, that's what it's gonna take. Yeah.
okay. May I?
Yes.
Is that okay?
That's why I stopped.
Oh, sorry. First off, I want to apologize for my attitude and my words. It was disrespectful to each and every one of you here. And for that package to start, so what is the timeline you're looking at there? Like, is there a set timeline that you know?
Not yet.
Okay.
So when, I would think that when Brandon demonstrates to us that he's taken, because part of this we have to assess, does the perpetrator take responsibility? 100% accountability and responsibility.
Okay.
To look at his behaviors and look at, and kind of like, what could I have done differently? What have I done to, but I'm still hearing from him, it was only once.
Yeah.
I'm not a domestic, I'm not a perpetrator, what are you talking about? It was me and Danielle, then we can start, we can say we've made some progress, right?
Out of all of that though, what I wanna again have, notice for him
It's just
is
so
that there's 6 months sobriety already, 7
Yeah.
months.
Yeah,
So if he was still using and this breaching was still going on, he'd be like not even near where moving. He's moving because it's sober.
yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
understand
but
that.
Now with the breaching, if that stops,
Which is great, by the way,
Yeah.
that you're sober.
yeah, I can't imagine this substance use and the DV and stuff like that still continuing. That would be scary. So sober now, yes, and then if we have no more breaches, and then him and I will start to work through this policy. I will start to be assessing like where he's at. We'll see where he's at when he's communicating with everybody else with the visits. Like we're not stopping visits or anything.
Okay,
Like we're not saying we need to start over. Like we just need this to stop now and go forward. So
Cause
So
every
leave-
time you get a charge in a breach, back to the back of the line.
so what we're saying here is we'll put a stop to what happens out there. Like, as of today, everything
yeah,
that happened stays back there as in the past.
Yeah,
And from here is you want to see the improvements of him moving forward.
yeah.
yeah, pro-social skills.
For some,
Oh, I was also gonna tell you, I did talk to Mandeep and she said you started the second portion of the respectful relationships. Is that-
Yeah.
Yeah, so as, I talked to Mandeep too, because that's what we do, we collaborate. And the other program I heard about through, what is her name, Lydia, I think MCC. There's another it's a program called Home Improvement. It's programs for men, who are trying to work on addressing the domestic violence pieces. It's not respectful relationships, it's called Home Improvement.
oh, right,
I was gonna ask you if you wanted to take that, but they're already full and they've already just started. But when it comes around again, I was hoping that would be something that you would consider.
Who does that program?
MCC, I don't really know I know Lydia is the facilitator of one of them. So basically, there's respectful relationships, when love hurts, they kind of are out of the same umbrella, but there's for victims and then for the men.
Yeah.
So they also offer home improvement for men through MCC. So
And then, do you mind, since we're all here, is we figure out a time and a day which works for you guys to communicate with Brandon while
yes,
we're all
let's do
here?
that, yeah, before we
Because
go.
before we forget
Yeah.
that, and you know,
Good
these
point.
questions aren't being answered,
Good point.
so.
Before we get there, I will be consulting with my team leader, around actually permanency planning.
I like your team leader. She's really nice.
Okay,
You know, like me and her, no problem. Like I had no, you know, she was very
Okay, so-
respectful to me. I was
But
respectful to
you're
her.
also being a bit rude to Christy right now.
I know. Well, I'm just saying. I'm just
Yeah,
pointing out.
so,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Thank
You don't need to point out anything to me.
Thank you, but.
I'm just saying.
I like my team leader
Me too.
as well, but I also really
That's
like
all
her.
right.
I also really like Christy, and I feel like that's a little negative too.
I can,
But I just don't feel that I have the same relationship. Like
Okay.
you know, like
I can
it's-
take it, yeah, I can
like,
take it.
I'm just saying, right?
Okay, can we get back to what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I will talk to Liz about where we are in court timelines, because that does remind me that we do have to, I'll probably have to put in a referral for family finding and concurrent planning, depending on where we are in timelines. Because as Christy explained earlier, kiddo being an infant and all, we usually have about a year's timeline, see where the parents are to assess and where, basically what it means is we don't like keeping kids in care. If we have an option to get the kid out of care, then we're gonna do that. So if there's a healthy family member out there on either side, then we're gonna explore those options. So we want it, parents always come first,
yeah,
100%. But if parents aren't there, like we have some parents that unfortunately will never get their kids back, and they know that. And they are like, sure, whatever. Like at this point, not saying you're
We
there.
also have
Hold on.
the federal legislation that
But
we have to follow.
we're mandated to, if we get to a certain point, then we have to start exploring other family and alternatives, basically.
and
So I would like to see if the two of you separately are not able to get to a certain point then I'm going to start looking at exploring family finding options and seeing what other alternatives we may have so that I can prevent this kid from going into CCO status, which is continuing custody order with a director, and being a permanent kid in care until he's 19.
No, we don't want that.
And then this will probably bring up Brandon at our mediation. We have mediation on March 28th at 9:30.
Here?
I don't know if it's in person or virtually yet, but
Probably
that's,
virtual.
My lawyer will know, so.
yeah, but that kind of conversation will probably come up there again as well, because we're gonna have to know where our timeline is legally through the court as well, is what she's talking about. So, yeah, mediation's on the 28th. I think it's, have you been to a mediation before? Okay, it's all day. Well, we start at 9:30 and we take as much time as we need to try to come to a place for an order, because we are at mediation because somebody opposed an order.
Mhm.
So the mediator tries to have us go through everything, hash it all out, take as much time as we need, take breaks. In person, we used to be provided lunch.
Yeah.
Virtually,
If
I
it's-
don't.
If it's
I
in
think
person,
so.
I think it's my lunch.
So I will be there with the agency lawyer. You will be there with your lawyer. Danielle will be with her lawyer. Christopher, we won't need there because it's just about Lincoln. Yeah. So that's on the 28th. Just so you know.
Yep.
Starts at 9:30, I think. Yeah.
And that's an important process too.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
It won't be entertained, you guys. We won't, the mediator won't entertain that, like,
No.
that's not what it's
Everyone
about.
has their fair turn, basically,
Yeah.
going around it.
But it's not, nobody will entertain pointing fingers and
Because it's about how do we go forward and get it
from, yeah,
right now.
Yes, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
But this mediator is not about our work. This is about to get the order, because we applied to extend Lincoln's temporary custody orders to
Yeah.
the director, and you opposed that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we're gonna talk about, is that.
Okay.
is how do we get to,
Yeah.
to extend
So-
it, because he's not going home to Danielle or you.
By the 28th.
Yeah.
So do you guys have a timeline on her then, or?
And then, no,
I already told you that.
we don't need to share that right now.
Because I could, well, because, you know.
We've got no timeline, let's
I-
put it that way. We
'cause-
don't make any promises, we don't give a time unless we're at the point of transitioning back. Say,
Because this is what I see right now. I see that you guys are just waiting for her to get Christine Lamb so she can have all her kids.
She's
And
not
then
gonna have
I'm
all her
shut
kids.
out, and I'm shut out.
two of the
and-
oldest ones are with their dad.
Yes, but for 6 months, right?
Yeah, and then maybe they'll go to FLA, but we
Yeah.
can't speak to that.
And
We're not gonna
yeah,
speak to them.
no.
So, but if she gets into Christine Lamb,
There's
you're
a
right.
good possibility
She
that we'll
hasn't-
start transitioning. If
We
you
don't
want
know
me
that.
honestly, if she's
Yeah.
sober and she's doing her work,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we just may do that.
I've been
But
doing
we
my
don't know
work
that.
and I'm sober. Like,
No, you've just been breaching. That's why we're
Yeah.
here, is to try to tell you not to do this anymore. So, and we're not saying we're gonna do that. If she gets into Christine Lamb, she might have to still keep proving herself that she's
Oh,
still
yeah.
sober and still
And
there,
there's-
and
there's a
no
process.
breaches.
More
So-
visits, more, then
Yeah.
going to overnights, then going to more visits.
Yeah.
You don't just go,
And
good
the-
job.
And the biggest part is if she can keep Lincoln safe and you guys can stay apart.
Yeah.
If you can't stay apart, I guarantee you Lincoln will be back in care and
yeah, until this probation is over, yeah, no.
yeah, we'll be back in care in a minute.
Mhm.
That's what we're, that's what Danielle also has to demonstrate to us, that she can keep Lincoln safe from you two being together.
Who says he's unsafe when we're together?
We can't do this.
We're talking about for the future here.
Brandon, you're
Yeah.
not,
We're not talking about the future,
This
we're
is-
talking about it now.
you know why your child was removed, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was unsafe.
We don't remove safe kids.
We don't just go into homes and take babies. Like, it, legitimately, there was a reason,
There-
a legitimate
The reason why, because we yelled in front of each other and
You held Danielle with a knife.
I didn't hold her with a knife, excuse me?
We had knives in the,
Yeah,
I
knives in the
know.
freezer.
right there
man.
by your sweater or
Oh,
something.
that was
No!
another one was,
No.
another one that wasn't provided information that
Oh, right.
was later. But the incident with Shannon Clark,
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking
that's
about.
what we're talking about.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
That was a
It's
pretty-
not funny. You
I'm not.
swallow it.
It's not funny, but you know what? Like I was harassed too by her, right? And I take the full
Again,
responsibility.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did that because of something that we did.
No.
That has to go.
Oh, wait.
That has to
I'm
go.
not
You
saying
said
you-
I was harassed.
I was harassed. Well, I was talking about her from her.
Yeah, but nonetheless, you're the DV, you're the one that got charged, she's the victim.
Of course I did.
So-
I'm the guy. Guys always get
Okay,
charged.
That's not.
Yeah, we're not
Let's-
going anywhere.
can we just get back to
Yeah,
making those
yes,
times?
yes, good point.
Yeah.
The times, write it
Because
down.
I feel like
Yes.
with this going around, it's just going
You're
in
right.
a circle.
You're absolutely right.
And it doesn't help.
It doesn't get
anybody.
anything.
And
So let's get the times of the week. Pick a day. Pick a day. When do you want to talk to Fabiana and Liz?
I don't care. You just pick it for me, guys. It doesn't matter.
No, you,
no,
you
we're
have,
asking
you
you.
asked too. You
I
have an
just
input
can't
in
do
here.
Mondays.
I don't wanna do Fridays because I'm off every other Friday, so.
And
Tuesday-
Tuesdays,
Tuesday morning I'm in court.
and there's
See
Tuesdays
exactly
first.
why
No,
you should
no,
give
but
me
this
the
is-
time.
This is why you're working with them. This is gonna help you
No,
get
so Liz is saying
back.
just avoid Tuesday mornings and Fridays for her.
And Fridays and your Mondays. So
And
that
I'm
leaves
Mondays.
That's
Wednesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday.
But
Thursday.
you don't have to talk to us together. You can talk to us separately. So I can talk to you on a Friday if you want. I can talk to you on a Tuesday morning if you want.
I don't care. You guys just pick it for me whenever you guys are
Brandon,
clear.
this is them giving you the
No, we're
option to
giving you
get.
the option. You need to.
I don't know. Tuesday, Thursday, whatever you want.
No.
But they're trying to help you here.
Yeah.
And
Pick
I
a
know.
But
They know their schedule, and I
they're
don't
also
have a
giving
schedule.
you the option of what works best for you. They're
I'm
trying to
making
work with you
time.
at the same
I'm
time.
making time out of my day just for you. I don't have other, just to be clear, I don't have other parents that I do this for.
Then choose the time then that's
Parents
best for
usually
you.
just text me and say, hey, how's my kid?
Hey, choose a time that's best for you then. That's all I'm saying.
Tuesday
I'm trying to be
afternoon,
inclusive.
Wednesday or Thursday. Pick a time.
So I will do Tuesday afternoon now.
Okay, thank you.
What time?
Because I'm just avoiding this.
What
Tuesday
time?
afternoon, what am I giving him, half an hour?
Yeah.
2:30?
No, let's make it later, please.
3 to 3:30.
Anything after 3, please.
3:30?
Either that,
Tuesday afternoon,
3:30 is
3:30.
fine. Yeah,
Thank
I can
you.
even do mornings,
Write it
it's
down.
just, if I'm out with the kids, then,
Yeah.
I wanna give myself back
Yeah.
time to get back.
Yeah. Liz, when do you want to meet with Liz? You got Wednesday
And Thursday.
and Thursday.
And then Tuesday afternoon, right?
No, she's talking Tuesday.
Oh, that's right, sorry. So
I would rather leave Tuesday and Friday right off because of court.
Yeah.
Um,
Wednesday. What time
am I,
Wednesday?
hey, let's do Wednesday because, am I on duty on Thursday?
I think so.
Yeah, let's do Wednesday.
What time do you want on Wednesday?
Okay, you tell me.
What time's good?
I'm also on the DV committee meetings that day, so let's try. maybe
2:30?
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
3
See?
o'clock?
This is why I would ask you guys to choose it for me because you see.
Okay, but we're trying to include you in
I
this.
I
Yes,
appreciate
we
that,
do.
but I appreciate the
But now
and
do you also see why we can't answer you in the same 2 minutes that you send a text message?
yeah, I know you guys can't.
So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I asked them, is it just been 2 days, like in between?
Where are 2 days?
There has been. There's been more longer.
Well,
than
maybe,
that.
So if
maybe
you message
someone's
me,
been on holidays.
I'm just gonna agree. I don't answer you when I don't feel like there's nothing
Yeah.
I should even be saying to those texts. When you're just complaining about me and my job and my work and how crappy I am, I
Yeah.
don't answer you.
And if you message me on a Friday afternoon and I have Mondays off, then yeah, you might have to wait 2 or 3 days because I don't work the weekend and I don't work the Monday.
Or we do get vacation.
Yeah,
We
no,
are
I-
sick. You know, we're normal. I'd like to hope that we're normal people too.
Okay.
So
Any other last questions, Jeanette? Any last comments?
I should also disclose too that I also run Ravens Month.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we knew
And
that.
I
Yeah.
don't, as a social worker, I'm not gonna breach anybody's
Yeah.
Yeah.
confidentiality, so
Yeah.
I don't go between the two of them. I actually haven't even met Danielle.
Well, actually, Brandon takes full credit for getting Danielle in there.
Well,
What was that?
I made a recommendation to her.
Yeah.
Or
He
asked.
takes full credit.
Yeah, but Sarah, actually, the family enhancement worker was helping her try to find a place.
Yeah.
Really?
We were
Because before when
actually-
she talked to me, she had
we
no
were-
idea where she was going, and I said, hey, I
We were
think.
actually thinking of having her go somewhere else, worried about conflict of interest and all these other things, so,
But I mean, we totally
yeah.
trust that you don't.
Yeah, for sure, I'm not gonna breach
Yeah.
anybody's confidentiality.
Yeah, my hope is just we can move forward, okay?
Yeah.
Well, that was my whole hope
And
too,
then-
right?
So I don't know, what is the next date he gets to see Lincoln? Has that been set up, or are we gonna do that at a date later
We
time?
can, when is it? Do you
I
know?
don't even know, because we were going from
You were going from 1.5 hours,
to 1 2 hour week.
correct?
Yeah, so it's once a week with the increase of time. So, we don't even know. Like, I think we should go away, cause we did say we were gonna see how this meeting went.
Yeah,
Um,
and we do have to, so Brandon, you need to understand that when we book, we need to see if there's a room available.
yeah,
Okay, so it's not just like, yeah, you can have a visit, let's get Brandon. We need to make sure that the caregiver's available, we need to book a room. I couldn't find a room for today. I kept checking and this one became available, so I booked it real quick. We need to make sure that someone's available to check you in and check you out, because that's not you, that's the agency policies. A social worker
Mhm.
has to be there to check you in. So there's a lot of pieces that we need to do to get you a visit. And we're very willing to do it, but you just have to be patient.
Would you be willing to go back to Archway?
No,
no.
I don't want to do
You
Archway.
just get more consistent in your visits.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
Which, I know one of the things Brandon that did have a problem with Archway was wearing a gown, and
Well, we fixed that.
So-
We just
Put that away,
supposed to be
so
wearing anymore.
why not try and give it
Yeah.
a chance? And if you get more,
I don't like the feeling there. It's like small room.
So you could
it's-
get a
Because they
different
actually,
worker.
the interesting thing about Archway that you maybe don't know is they actually advocate for more visits on how you're doing.
Yeah.
And we follow their recommendations as well.
Yeah, but you
So-
don't want to disclose those to me as though.
What?
What they say, they wouldn't give me the information.
Yeah, they don't have to share with you
Yeah.
the information. They
Are
share
you
with
talking
us.
about like, cause they write notes?
Yeah,
No,
Yeah, they give
go
the
to
notes
us.
to us.
yeah.
They're ours.
Yeah, so all I'm trying to say is if we go back to Archway, the reports look good in youth report for one, because they write them. And I can also talk to them about not really necessarily over the hall supervised. And they have usually more opportunity to give more time than we can here. Because they can do twice a week, or they'll do, okay, no, he needs 3 times, like, or no, it
Okay.
needs to be increased to 2.5.
Could we do home visits with the supervisor?
Who would supervise?
No.
And I think we're
No,
here,
we're not there yet.
we're
I'm
here
gonna
yet.
consult with my team later about visits,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
And I think
Just
we
let
were
me know.
here, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's more to it than
Yeah.
just deciding right now. After
Yeah.
today's meeting, I'd like to consult.
Yeah, and
To
we
be
already
very
said
honest.
we were gonna be here, if anything, to start here, and we already said maybe not with Nolan, and you work now, Nolan, right?
not now.
No?
It was conflict of interest, but
Yeah,
I'm also getting into paramedics,
oh,
so I'm
okay,
gonna be going to the JIBC.
yeah,
Right, so
Starting-
you can be busy, yeah.
It's a 15-day course just for the prerequisite, and then the other one's
Yeah.
a 8 months course. So
Wow.
yeah,
I live near there, so you might see me walking my dog.
in Chilliwack or New West?
New West.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, we'll go back to you guys on the visits,
As
and
soon as we
then-
can, like, it's not gonna be long, we just need to,
Yeah, yeah, and I already
Get it
know I'm
together.
not here this Friday,
yeah.
yeah, it's my flex Friday.
You probably won't have a visit this week, to be honest with you.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, but we'll go, and then when we pick that date and time, we'll just stick with the same date, so hopefully Todd and I can get to that calendar and just book up spaces for the family room, yeah.
And that's the big room downstairs, right? The family room?
I wanna
Okay.
talk to Des first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but still,
And
we're
if
not,
we do,
there's
then
still
we'll get
going
it.
to be visits regardless,
No, I
right?
know.
Even if that's bringing back Nolan, if we have to, if you're not working,
Yeah.
we're getting visits.
Well, he
I'm
has a
not-
life. You're busy, man. So.
I'll be busy, but you know,
No, I'm
the
just
big
saying
thing is, you know,
to get one
I
going
know.
quick.
No, exactly. And I'm not trying to contradict you guys or
Yeah.
make it harder on you guys. But you know, if it means I have to switch stuff around so those visits are available for Brandon,
Yeah,
I can, or I'll try my best to do
Yeah.
it.
no, we're not hoping to rely on you, but we do need visits. to get one
Why
somehow.
was the Friday one canceled?
He canceled it.
Yeah.
He said he was going to jail,
Yeah, I would turn myself in.
Okay.
but you didn't turn yourself in for a couple days.
I'm just.
I went off of my recommendation of my lawyer. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
I'm just pointing it
Don't-
out
You
that
stated
you
that
canceled the last.
Yes, I
visit.
did. Of course I did. I took
Yeah.
responsibility and I said I wasn't going to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did.
So which Friday was this?
This is
Last
last
week.
This last
Yeah,
week?
this
I
last
didn't.
Friday.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the day that you went in.
Yeah, I turned myself in.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that you need to follow the direction from your lawyer.
exactly.
Okay, I gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go to, do they of you, do you mind taking them back downstairs again?
Sure.
Okay, just so we don't.
Thank you guys.
Open the door and then give.
We're all in here.
Because we're breaking the rules. Mask on.
Apparently they talked next week we don't have to wear them anymore. or something like
Is that what they're taking a look at?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Thank God. I've had enough. I've had enough. It's gonna be interesting that they lift the mask mandate. See you guys. Thank you.
Where are we? Yes. No, I usually do 8.5 hours.
8.5. Oh, okay.
Go somewhere, so.
Yeah, that's right. Gonna enjoy the sunshine, Brandon, today?
No.
No? You're not a sunshine guy?
Go for a walk or. Uh-huh.
Have you been here before, Jim?
No,
Oh, no?
no, I've been to the other office.
Yeah, I was
River.
gonna ask, yeah, this is new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. You want me? Yeah, it's nice. I think they moved in, like, right when COVID kind of started, or right
Ah.
before. So, kind of everyone got used to everything, and then yeah, and then they had to go home, and so no one got used to new offices. It's a good space, hey?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Right, and then don't forget to, or to sign out too.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So I am here to remind you guys. Reception should be open now. Okay, well, it's nice to meet you guys. Enjoy the sunshine.
It's 2:30.
Every time you go, oh,
I don't think I signed in.
I signed you in.
Oh.
Sign out?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh.
Just for the time.
Oh.
Like,
Okay.
Hold it now.
been here. I wasn't in kill them.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Once they're out of your life, keep them out. That's what the information is. You know, this is going to be a shitty 2 years, yes. I will be here the best I can. But the thing is, you have to do the work yourself as well. And you are. And you are. I'm not keeping that away from you. You've done a fucking fantastic job. You were there when me and Brianna broke up. You're not. You know, Jeanette even brought it up. You know, just working. Example. What do you do? I wouldn't be able to do this if I was in your position. And that's me being honest. When you're doing it, you have 2 years where you can do this shit. And it does hurt. I get it. It's your son. I get that.
When, Brandon, you know what? When you're doing good, things are good with them and you.
Yeah, but that's what they're good with me though. There was a time where they were actually pretty good, and then all that just started going away.
But you've changed too now.
Well, yeah,
Like, you're
I'm
kind of
trying to
shifting
react
back,
to them, yeah.
right?
Because
So you're taking a step back. You're letting them make you take a step back. Don't let them make you take a step back. Be the person that you were in those morning meetings all the time. Just positive and giving
I try to
other
be that.
people
I really do.
giving other people encouragement as well.
You helped me.
Yeah.
Look at where I've gotten.
But
Right?
when they don't tell you, like, they don't tell you anything.
Then you know that's on them. It's not on you. You do
You're
that.
not the ones who want to deal with that.
You have to let them make the mistakes. You can only do so much.
They don't make it.
Yes, they do. We all know that. They're covering our ass as business. Let's go.
Yeah.
What they're doing. But the thing is, man, you're doing it. You've done your respectful relationship. All the separation. Sorry, I stopped.
Yeah.
And now you're doing that second part of it.
Yeah.
You're a lot fucking further than where you were when I first met you to where you are now.
Yeah, but it's like I kind of practice it.
The way you practice them is how you deal with these people. And I get it, it's fucking tough, but that's when you gotta bite your tongue and just be like, yes ma'am, no ma'am. I'll do this,
They're
ma'am.
just seeing this angry guy.
You don't see
That's all
you on
they're
the other
seeing.
side.
Yeah, but they're not respectful. They're not.
That's on them, that's not on you. That's a reflection of that.
I don't know. I don't talk to people like that. I don't.
Then you know what, you just sit there, keep your mouth shut. You know when I was telling you, and look at how...
You were saying to us yesterday, we're the ones who need to keep our mouth
Yeah,
shut
I
in that
know.
meeting.
I
but
knew it
you're
was
the
going to
one
be
who-
tough. I know. I knew it was going to be
But
hard.
you play right into what they put right through.
Yeah.
And you proved it to that.
Often when it's just probation officers,
I love my
anybody that's,
probation officer.
but I know, but often when people are dealing with somebody of enforcement, that person is going to try and push buttons to see how you react to it.
Well, I know they do that
Right?
all the time.
Yeah, but you let
They
them
do that
it.
in federal penitentiaries. They see it, they'll push a guy's button until he completely snaps, and then they go, "See, told you."
And then you're letting them push those buttons. If you just,
Yeah.
you know, when you looked at me and I could tell you just calm, do you see how smoothly it went? They didn't attack you again. But by you opening up and
Every time I say something, they fucking attack.
But every time they said something, you
so you guys were,
mouthed back off.
you guys got
right?
nowhere there.
Yeah.
That the only reason where we got to is by me intervening because neither of you guys could have came to anything by working together. That's
Like I could have said something a million times in that meeting to them, but I wasn't going to do it because I didn't want to put them down because I know what that's going to lead to, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And you know it better than
Oh,
any of them in there. Because you've been doing this for
This is exactly why I didn't become a fucking child welfare social worker.
you have
You know,
Jeanette on-
because they made it seem like, you know, like and then then they come at you and say like, oh, this is not what we meant.
but you know that's on them. That's not on you. It's not a reflection of you at
know what,
all.
But it is a reflection of
No,
me.
it's not. It's a reflection on them. You're taking their personal shit and wearing it.
Yeah, well, that's what the ones that guide us, right? Like,
No. You need to take the initiative to do that.
Yeah,
Right?
and
If you go and join this and join that, and do all this stuff, and you come back and say I've done all these things,
yeah,
you took the initiative. You didn't ask them what I should do next.
yeah, but I'm kind of at the point where I don't know what to do now.
You got your second part of
Yeah, that's like 4 more sessions.
That's okay. Then look at outside. Maybe go Abby Dad's or go to MCC. Look at the different scenarios. Mike has got his daughter back, my sponsor.
What about Abby Dad's?
There's only I think 10 sessions.
Well, it's still something in your book that is tools to get back that much
I'm
quicker.
supposed to work full time and I gotta do all these programs too as well, right? Like,
Well,
this is why I wanted to kind of.
You gotta compromise. Maybe work part-time for now, get these courses done, and then once you've got these courses and you're able to have more visits, you can start thinking about full-time. Start part-time. Like, I know for me, I can't jump into something. Like,
Oh, I can. That's what I'm used to.
but that's not where we're at right now. And you know I support you 110%. I have.
Okay, thank you, Jeanette.
Okay.
Thanks, Jeanette. You can do this, man. You're not dumb. You're not stupid. Look what you do with a computer.
I'm just
No, you're not. Because I'm not going to let you. Nice try, though. You're giving them exactly what they want if you quit.
Yeah, I know.
But you can't handle it if you gave in to them anyways.
Well, I don't talk to people like that, so I probably would. I don't deal with people.
Like what?
Like that, disrespectful.
But the way you responded was disrespectful.
Oh, I know it was.
But why fight fire with fire when you can fight it with...
Oh, because I've tried.
No, but see how it changed when you were doing before? Oh, I understand where you're coming from, blah, blah, blah.
No, they don't give a shit what I think.
They
No, they're trying to fuck. Yeah, the most sarcastically fucking way possible. Oh, they did. Trust me, man. Like, I know it's just, these fucking people are just evil.
But you're putting yourself, you're letting them affect you.
Yeah.
You don't need to. At the end of the day, it's you who makes your bed now. If you go do these extra courses, then it looks good. And you know, they're the bad guys. They're making them look like the bad guys if you're doing what you need to do. And stop talking to Danielle. Stop sending those messages. I get it, it's tough.
No, they're liars. I know they are.
But now you're saying it's them again. But what are you doing that put yourself there?
I took ownership for what I did, and I fucking made a good effort to fucking get better, and I still am.
You are.
And I don't need them fucking breathing down my back, being like, you don't do this, and you're a fucking risk, and like, bullshit.
But from the behaviors, that's how they see it, and that's
Of course, but they don't fucking realize what position, how people are gonna react normally. I think this is a pretty normal reaction to people, like to anybody. You think people are just gonna be like, oh yeah, okay.
No, but you also, at the end of the day, you have to look at it as in, okay, why are they reacting this way? How am I making it go this way?
Yeah, I know. I've been kind of fucking just on them about everything.
Yeah, look at all the paperwork. Like, 1:30 in the morning? What does it look like?
Oh,
Looks like you're fucking using.
No. Oh, I don't give a shit.
At 1:34 in the morning. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, 1:30 is not even that late, man.
But
fucking...
it is for them because, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? At 1:34 in the morning, what are you doing up at that time?
Well, 1:30. I didn't say 4 in the morning.
1:34.
No, I said 1:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 1:30, whatever.
1:30 is not even that late. That's fucking...
Yeah, but for them, it's different.
Yeah, I won't fucking message them at 1:30.
Or just don't message them at all. And just take that week, that half hour with Fabiana, that hour with Liz, and that's where you message them. Don't give them anything else to use against you, because all those papers can go against you. All of it. Because now they have that in your file when they open it. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is this. What does that make you look like?
Yeah, well, fucking, if they just fucking answer my questions, and like, you know what I mean? Like,
but at 1:30 in the morning,
yeah, I know.
You're sending an email. You think they read them at 1:30 in the morning?
No.
So why are you sending an email at 1:30 in the morning? Because it feels good? Come wake my ass up and tell me about it then.
was just a stack of paper they were waving in. Fuck, I'm supposed to go get Richard smokes.
Should we go get him?
Sure.
Fuck.
Sorry. Should we take it? Are you need to take any garbage?
Not just recycling.
Ah, fuck it. Well, recycling?
Just one bag, fuck it.
Yeah.
I want to eat. I'm fucking hungry.
I'm hungry too.
I do need to put up my feet though.
Alright, well, here, go park up to the house then. Oh, you got your keys in there. You just fucking do your turning right here.
Make sure the vehicles are coming.
Yeah. Whee! Is he? All right. Well, Tom, thank you.
Yeah, I will. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Can you use 2 pieces of bread?
Sure.
Yeah, no, I definitely am thinking about that. Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely do that one day. I wouldn't mind checking out a, what do you call that, a detox meeting. Yeah? Okay. Oh, okay. No, never. Yeah. Really?